Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Iftikhar. Welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel, I talk about Canadian immigration. So, if you're wondering what is the right age or the ideal age to move to Canada, then this video will answer your question. So, stay tuned for the complete video while I come back after the promo. All right, welcome back. Many friends and colleagues they ask me what is the right age because most of the people are thinking about moving to Canada when they pass the right age. Um, so I decided to create this video to give you some insight about the right age because if you are in that age bracket, if you are between that age bracket, then you would know that it is the right time to move to Canada. But let's be honest, the right time is when you decide it's the right time. When you're willing to move to another country and when you think that an economic immigration is the answer, and when you're mature enough and when you have sorted out all the pros and cons, and when you have decided to move to Canada finally, that will be the right age for you, even if it is above 30. I mean, if you have decided to move to Canada, that is the right age for you. But for the sake of this video, I would give out complete details of how the age bracket works, and what are the loopholes and how could you fit into it and how could you come right at top of it, right? So let's jump onto our computer screen, and I have created some bullets here, not too much this time. What is the right age to immigrate to Canada? Okay. Now, as I said, when you feel it is the right time, when you think that economic immigration is the answer that you were looking for, that's the right age for you. That's the ideal age for you, and you would need to find out ways to sort of counter these problems and come out as a champion. Okay, so ideally, age 20 to 29 is the best age because let me take you to the CRS calculator where we calculate our CRS for express entry pool and we see where we stand. Now, as you can see here, the age limit is basically they don't really specify an age bracket. They asked for each individual year. The only thing is below 17 and above 45. So if you have above 45 years of age, you will get same amount of points in terms of age, whether it is 60 years or whether it is 50 years. Okay. Now the same goes with 17 years and less because you would be dependent, obviously. So the right time is 18, well, actually 20 to 29. Why I say 20? Because you need certain amount of experience if you want to move to Canada, if you want to achieve the right CRS score. Now, you need master's degree as well. So for having a master's degree and for having experience of 1 year or 3 years, you would need to be at least 20. If you are below 20, then you might not have these things in your hand. So from 20 to 29, it's the CRS calculation remains same. It does not change at all. So if we select 29 years of age, I've actually already filled everything with a CLB 10, your spouse's master's, your spouse's CLB 9, and I just needed to say no to this question. Okay, now we calculate your score and it'll come down, well, actually come up to 484. Now you see 484. Very nice score. Congratulations. I mean, if you were reaching this point, then you're in safe waters and you could move to Canada any day you like. I mean, not any day after, obviously, after completing the processes and procedures and applications and fees and everything, you would be able to move to Canada with 484. Because let me give you some, let's just chat here, okay? Now, from 2020 to 2023, these 4 years, Canadian government has decided and allocated a budget for 1 million immigrants. Okay, now 1 million applications will be processed and completed uh, till 2023. So it's a huge window, it's a huge opportunity. Canada is almost one of those countries, one of those few countries that give you citizenship. Many countries have different criterias and very challenging criterias. And Canada is one of those countries which is lenient, which gives you PR without much problem if you meet the eligibilities and the criterias, and if you meet the merit list, you would be definitely be able to move to Canada. Okay, so let me talk about the maximum age. We've talked about the right age, but obviously most of the applicants, they do not fall in that right age bracket. So if you were above 29, if you've turned 30, let's be clear on one point first. Until the day you turn 30, your points will be calculated as 29 years of age. Okay. So the day you turn 30, your points will decrease. They will reduce by 5 points each year. If you turn 31, they would reduce by 10 points. If you turn 32, they would reduce by 15 points. I mean, it's sad. I mean, I'm actually getting emotional when talking about this age dilemma, but it is it what it is. So let's calculate our scores with 32 years of age. Where is it? All right. So I'm going to give you an example, okay? If you have 32 years of age and you have all other all other ideal things, then your score would be 469. Now you see, if you've been following CRS draws, express entry draws, you would know that score is remaining above 470. Recently, it came down to 471, 472. Maybe it will go down to 417, maybe even 469. But let me tell you one thing. If you have 469, you have chance. All right, you have a chance, but I would not call it a winning chance. Okay, so if you have 469, then you need to have some other things as well. So we could safely assume that 32 years is the maximum age if you want to immigrate to Canada without having any relatives in Canada. If you have relatives, let's go back to that relatives option. If you have a relative, yes, you have a relative. Um, and let me just increase the age to 34 years. Let's just see how it goes. When we increase the age to 34 years, now we're assuming that you have a sibling or a parent in Canada, which gives you 15 points, by the way. So, yeah, now we calculate your score. You see, 474. Now, if you have a sibling or a relative in Canada and you don't have a provincial nomination program, we're not talking about PNP, okay? We're only talking about federal program, federal skilled worker program, okay? So do not confuse yourself. If you have PNP nomination, you are in safe waters. So for express entry, for FSW, this is the right age if you have siblings in Canada. So 474, it's a safe score. Definitely, it's a safe score. So until you turn the age of 35 and you have a sibling in Canada, you are good to go. But if you don't have an adaptability factor, if you don't have a connection, that strong of a connection, then 32 years is the maximum age, in my humble opinion, for federal skilled worker program. If all cards are played right. All right. Okay. Now let's go back to my slide. Yeah, that's about it. So what we have discussed, let me summarize. Age bracket of 20 years to 29 years is the best time to move to Canada. If you cross 29, if you're 30, there is still very good chance. 31, very good chance. 32 years, slightly off. All right, slightly off. Maybe you will not get selected for federal skilled worker program, but there are other options. So 32 years is the maximum age, 31, 30 years is the right age, 29 years is the ideal age. All right. Now, for PNP, for example, Saskatchewan, you could be selected at the age of 45, below 45. At the age of below 45, you could be selected for Saskatchewan without having a relative over there. So there is a window of opportunity. You just need to know which door you need to bang on. So if that doors open up, you can migrate to Canada. So this was the purpose of this video, to educate about the age factor involved in the express entry procedures. I hope you liked the video, and if you are still watching this video at this point, I mean, we have talked about like over 10 minutes. If you're still watching it, I thank you very much. And do turn that notification icon to all instead of personalize. I would really appreciate that. This is Iftikhar, and I'm signing off.